Hi. From the title and the little silvery bit on the corner of the screen there, you can see that I've been playing around covering a wing. So join me, I'll show you how I've been doing it. Come on then. Okay, so there's covering, 5 meters of covering on here, doubled over to give me a 1 wing's worth. I then put a crease line here. That'll make sure I've got a sharp 90-degree end, so I can utilise that hopefully to get it right along the tip. It makes life a lot easier. So I'm going to cut this in half, but before I do, I'm going to lay the wing on top, and on this side I'm actually going to mark a basic outline so I can do the initial cut, and then I can roll things away. So as of here, 2.5 meters doesn't quite make it to the tip. I should get up the tip sections, aileron section, and I should have a little bit left over to do wiggly bits inside here, and on the tail plane maybe. Now when it comes to the upper wings, I should have enough to be able to do tail plane stuff as well. So it's just trying to make sure I maintain spare material. Worked out I should have just enough without much in the way of spare to do the 4 wings, the horizontal stabilizer and the elevators. Fingers crossed. Cut this out to shape, marked up where the rib lines are, so I can apply the glue to this main section, which is nice and easy. I've got this much to trim off here, which is going to be used for wood rings or access points on wood rings, and to do the fill-in pieces on the sort of rib section there, and down here when the covering's done, just help neaten those up so they're not exposed. What else? So we've got enough material here. The reason for having excess is so I've actually got enough material to be able to cover the aileron, make sure I've got enough length on the aileron. So it seems a bit counterintuitive to have some waste, but there we go. I'm going to do the same now for the top surface, and I'll roll these up, and the bit which was cut out from here I'll mark up for the wingtips, and we'll get the wingtips ready to go, the 2 wingtip sections to go on here, and that's where I'm going to start. And there'll be some material left over, well, it should be a whole one side, which will do the aileron. So that's what all the marks look like that I've put on. It just allows me to know where the glue is going to go to. So there's a simple paper template. Note I've left a bit of, well, a good chunk of excess around here. That allows me to pull the covering around when it's heated. It's also got a bit of excess there. I'm going to actually wrap it around the rib, but it also allows me to have an overlay here so that it's coming around the face, coming around this face here, this rib a bit. That means that it's going to be well and truly attached. This will do both sides, top and bottom. Note, using rough old scissors. Do not use the scissors you use for Oratexing. The scissors I've got are these ones here. and I've got a small pair, and these are dedicated purely and utterly for Oratex. Well, it was tight, but looks like I can get both wingtips and one side of the horizontal stabilizer done out of one piece of the scrap. Okay, masking tape has been applied so that the glue just goes into the right areas where I want it to go. I haven't masked around the edge here, but I'm only going to go up to this first line on the lamination and round from there. So that's where I'm going to start and go round, because I want the covering to sit nicely going across. And it'll be when I do the other side, when I do the top, I'll start and I'll come round to here so that we get the right amount of bonded surface. There we go. Let's take. So we're going to use foam brush and put the glue on this bit and on the covering, and we'll let that dry. Okay, so there's the basic lower surface of the wingtip in position. Not making the way, put the creases, and that's underneath the covering, so we're okay there. Not shrunk back fully yet, it's just got a very light shrink. See, I've made a circle here for a wood ring. They call them wood rings, but they're made out of plastic. I'm just going to sand the back face of this, well, this face, the flat face, to go against there. Glue there, glue on this, two lots of glue on both areas. Let that dry, and then I'm going to fit that. And then later, when I come to fitting the hinge piece, I'll just cut the circle out. There we go, a bit of sunlight now. Cut the circle out there, and do the business. And I'll have a circle of covering, just a slightly bit bigger than this, which I will then put onto that area to close it off. I'll do that there. I'll do the same here. The one that goes in there in the middle, because that's going to be an annual check to see if the fasteners are slackened. That one will be a sliding cover, so one of the removable covers, so we can just take that on and off rather than cutting it every year and putting another piece on and so on. And then should it need any work, will be the access panel here, which is for the pitot static, but for there on both wings will be a wood ring just in there, so you can get up and hold the heads while the back end's being torqued up through the other one. It's not going to be easy work to do, but it's going to be doable. And of course the back end there, we have to take the aileron off, so that wood ring will have to come off, but I'm not going to make it a quick removable job. As I said, just an inspection there. And I may put a wood ring, I'm thinking about, I'll put a wood ring access point here, just in case we ever need to get into the bell crank for the aileron system. Oh, there we go. Right, I'll crack on with getting wood ring ready, and we can get going and put the other side of the tip on, and I'll do that as a light shrink up before we do the rest of the covering. Here's the wingtip from the other side. You can probably just about see the wood ring there. Got the section just showing there and there, but it's just touching, which surprised me. It's just touching the spar area there, but nothing particularly major. So I think that's quite a reasonable looking surface for the wingtip. I made the bracing for the wingtip narrower than on the plans, so it wouldn't do that. I thought by making it as narrow as I did, it wouldn't touch, but with the shrinkage and the curve there, it's just touching that. But there is glue on the covering and on the bit of frame, so that it won't pant and rock up and down and wear a hole. So I did that after I noticed it touched on the bottom one, so we're there. That's just touched on there, so that's attached. Okay, let's see what I've been up to. I've put on just put on the second coat of glue, going around the underside of the wing. Masking tape's been playing me up a little bit. It didn't want to stick for some reason, but we've got it. Nice straight line all the way along the leading edge. So that's all sorted. That's the line that the leading edge skin will go to. What else have I been up to? Oh, aileron bell crank fitted, and the split pins fitted into the bolts, because I thought I might as well do it now, nice and easy, rather than actually going through a wood ring. I'm going to not bother. Hopefully that's I think I've got it adjusted to where I had it when it was all neutral, so I've got adjustment on the other eye end. I've got it's locked, got a lock nut on this side on there, but split pinned, and the pivot pin has been driven in, and the plywood retainer bonded in place, although some glue goes down into the hole as well, so that pin is not going to come out any day soon, one would assume. I hate to have to try and replace the bell crank. It would be a reskin of the wing to do that job, and there should be no reason for it anyway. Now I've got rose joint ends going in for the rod, and this end here the push rod's bushed, so there should be no wear in the bell crank. The pivot that the bell crank itself is on is all bushed and things like that, so the wear there should be very minimal. Right, well, there's the lower skin, all painted up with the glue, 2 coats. This is the second coat's on. I haven't quite gone to the full trailing edge over there, or to the full end of the rib of the thing there, because that should be overhanging. But I've gone to the edges all the way along there, right the way up to the leading edge here, because this edge here will be the attached edge that's going on to the line on the wing itself. Okay, I've gone around the perimeter of the bottom covering, right in underneath the edge there. I don't know how well that sort of shows up. I've tucked it, so to speak, under here, and then along the front, well, the rear face of the rear spar there. That just closes up effectively that gap that's there. So if the aircraft's outside and it's raining, water won't pour in and fill up the wing. I will have to put drainage holes into the covering at some point. I'll probably do the same on the top, just to stop bugs and dirt and everything sort of jumping inside the wing. Oh, there we go. Little marks in here, which are because I'm using seconds when it comes to the covering. I've got the luxury of being able to get covering a little bit cheaper because of that. It's not perfect, but then they have. It makes it far more affordable for me. It's generally what we use for training purposes when we're training people how to use Oratex, or rather for my bosses. I'm not a trainer. Okay, so this is the basic lower skin fitted and gently shrunk. It's not full tension by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, I've got the pitot static lines running into the leading edge here, going all the way back to here. I've put some spiral wrap around the pipes there just to help stop chafing, and then they're tie wrapped, zip tied onto the wood to help reduce the amount of movement. So one will sit like that as a bulkhead connector, and the other one sits there, the bulkhead connector. All sort of sorted out, ready to go, so that makes life easier. I wouldn't want to try and thread that lot through. The holes I made, if you can sort of see, I made holes in the nose ribs when I built the wing on this particular wing to cope with those. Help keep a nice sort of straightish run going along the leading edge, so they're all out the way and not just rattling around loose in the wing. So closure's done at the end there. You can sort of see we've got the closure all the way along there, and the closure is sort of done at the end there. They had the lightning holes in the ply. Sort of cover plate bit, so that's all done, and not pretty, but it's done all the way around the edge there. It's been folded over, which is all it needs to be really to produce a nice edge, but I've just gone inside slightly. That's sorted, and the doubler has been put on top of that wood ring. Well, the whole lot's going to be final shrunk. I'll do that right at the very end of all this lot, just before I fit the wing. I think probably the best time. But yeah, that needs to be just shrunk down a little bit more. I just shrunk the edges really. You'll see what happens with that a little bit more. I've got a doubler on it so that it could be cut out, and one of the cover plates put on when the time comes, if need be. And then we've got I'm going to cut this one out, and I put the aileron on and put a cover plate on there. That'll be a patch like that, but slightly smaller, literally just over the wood ring. This one's going outside the wood ring, so because the cover will fit, and just to make sure it doesn't, it's got a bit of space to chatter around on. All the others, one there and the one there, when they need to be opened up, will be opened up, and a patch put over the top. I prefer to have a patch than to have a cover plate put on. Right, so that's the underside. Now the top. Oh, and also on the top skin. The top skin came round the corner here and was glued to the trailing edge, and then the last part of here, which if you might remember earlier on the video, I left unbonded to here, was bonded over the top, so there's no interwind edge on that at all. So I think that makes it look a little bit neater. Something to catch, just looks a little bit nicer, and you haven't got anything that's going that way that might get caught. Right, I'll show you the other side. Okay, so here we go. There's the metalwork coming out through the skins. The whole lot, as I said, needs to have its final shrink down. This is for the pitot-static. I'll mark those up at some point. I might paint the wood there silver, I don't know. There's going to be a piece of leather or similar fair leads going over the top there, so you don't to cover the aileron rod outlet. It has to be that big for the range of movement. You can sort of see how it arcs across. So it needs to have a chunk of space there. So it's going to have a little fairing going over that to look nice and to stop the rainwater just running straight into there. I've yet to do the holes in the bottom of the skin for drainage. That's just done with a soldering iron. There's no need to add eyelets and things like that. And these are just blanks to stop dust and dirt going in. I'm just tucking these ends in. I'm going to put a little blank into those, little wood blanks into those, so that they don't get dust and dirt into them. So all the metal work is in, torque sealed, and set up so I can actually look down with a camera through the holes. I can put a camera just above the spar mounting point there and look in behind, or down through that exit hole and have a look should I need to. And of course these ones, well, we can cut open that cover and put a cover plate in. Well, that's it folks. I've carried out an awful lot of nothing really. One wing, the basic wing, is covered. I've got a bit more work to do to get just to finish it off, that last little bit. I'm toying with the idea that I might put a strip down the leading edge. Can't make up my mind on that yet, whether I put a blue line down the leading edge or not. That's a possibility. Stick it in the comments if you think it should have it or shouldn't. So next video, possibly a engine run, or it could be doing the ailerons. I need to cover the ailerons, or the aileron for this wing, and might as well cover the aileron for the other wing at the same time. This sort of small objects, and I can put the aileron back onto this wing, which would be really nice to do. And I can then tuck this one away until I do final shrink up, which I'll do, I think, once it's actually on the aircraft. The aircraft's rigged. Anyway, enough waffling. Keep yourselves fit and well, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.